Like most of the rest of the world, we're restricted to essential travel only, so no riding for the foreseeable future. But I'm fortunate. Unlike Two Sheds Jackson of Monty Python fame, I actually have two sheds. One we call the garage that the car and the bikes are kept in, and this is where I do my maintenance. And this is where most of my tools are housed. All sorts of stuff accumulated over a long period of time. As I've been doing my own maintenance for the last sort of 50 years, the stuff I've accumulated seems to be quite extensive, but it's been gathered little bit at a time. In the garage I've just got a few essentials on a shadow board, as well as in the red chest. We're fortunate that the bikes can live inside, in between rides, so they live a fairly easy life. Not like in places like the UK where you've got salt on the roads and nasty snow and ice. Grrr. But the best thing is, I've got a shed down the backyard. I've been managing depression for the last 15 years or so. And while riding helps, I found that indulging in woodwork and, more lately, metalwork has really helped. And so there's stuff all over the garage and all over the backyard. I'm particularly pleased with this, cut out with a plasma cutter out of 3mm thick steel. When I first started trying to manage depression, Wendy convinced me to get this shed. I didn't want to, but now I couldn't do without it. It's provided many hours of pleasure over the years. And yes, I'm using the drone for this. I didn't really need to, but, I'm bored. I'm partway through a project at the moment, so there's sort of stuff everywhere. Most of my tools are relatively inexpensive, and as I said, they've been collected over a number of years, not just all at once. And so now, when I look around, it looks like an awful lot of stuff. None of which I can do without, of course. There's a little method in the chaos. I've got woodwork in one area, and over here, most of my metalworking type stuff, like the welder, and the bench drill, and a sander, and another sander, and a grinder, and then a shelf full of stuff. It's probably obvious, but I'm a completely self-taught novice. But in these days of confinement, it's good that I've got a whole lot of scrap wood sitting around just waiting for a project. Not only scrap wood, but scrap steel and aluminium as well. A few days ago I completed this little project. It's a wind vane with a wombat on it, made out of steel and aluminium, and swings on roller skate bearings. Today I'm partway through a woodwork project. It's going to be a tractor and trailer. I've got most of the tractor together and the wheels done. It's almost ready for painting. And here's the trailer that's going to be towing, with a few bits of wood on the back for a child to stack in and out. As I said, I'm no expert. I found a picture on the internet that I thought looked interesting, and I copied it into a simple CAD program. Then, looking at the picture, I worked out the various pieces that I would need to make up the tractor and the trailer, and drew these individual pieces. Then it's just a simple matter of printing them out, pasting them on a piece of wood, and then cutting out. I'm cutting out the wheels here, so I'm going to use a scroll saw. But because I'm not all that great, I'm leaving a little bit around the line, and then I'm going to finish it off on the sander so that I get a nice perfect circle for the wheel. The scroll saw does a great job of cutting out small, intricate pieces, and perfect for a woodworking job where you're making toys and stuff. Anyway, now that I've got it cut out with just a little left on the line, I'm just going to sand it to the line just by turning it around and getting a nice perfect finish on that wheel. Before final assembly, I'm going to use orange oil to finish the wood and bring out the colour of each piece of timber. I've selected different sorts of scrap for different parts of the tractor so that it comes out looking different colours. And as you can see, the oil brings out not only the colour of the timber but the grain as well. Makes it look much nicer. And the orange oil is food safe, so it doesn't matter if you lick it. So I'll just let that soak in before I install the wheels. Now that the wheels are all installed, the project is finished. So I can grab the trailer and hook it onto the tractor and stack it with its load and give it a test drive. Vroom vroom. I apologise that this has got nothing to do with motorcycle riding, but I thought maybe this was entertaining in the interim, when most of us are trapped at home with nothing to do. Well, at least I've got these little projects to keep me busy. And some lucky child will end up owning this tractor.